Hello, welcome to Simon Says Artwork. In this video I'm going to be revisiting an idea that I already uploaded in a previous video, but I found a couple of missing pieces that I think would have been better for the video that I uploaded. It was something like last week, which if you're watching this way into the future, that doesn't really matter, but around, let me think, how many would it be? It'd be around 5 or so uploads before this one. It might be more, it might be less, I'm not sure. But it was basically about doing thumbnail sketches in my university sketchbook. Now I found a couple of the thumbnail sketching process videos that I didn't include, so I'm going to do all of them in this one. All of them that I have. There's a couple which I didn't film, which is the Conti crayons, like sketching crayons. Really nice to use, but I didn't film that process. And I think the fountain pen. I do one thumbnail with a fountain pen, which I really enjoyed, but again, I didn't film. From what I remember, everything else I actually filmed, and I didn't remember filming that. But the oil pastels, the acrylic painting. So yeah, that's what you're going to be seeing in this one. So all right, let's take a look. When I'm doing thumbnail sketches, it's really by force, and not because I don't like having them in my sketchbook, but I really have to make myself do them because it's not easy to go through this process. It's a lot of time and it takes a bit of concentration to get it all placed. It looks really cool, so I need to get more in the habit of doing it. But this was really a bit of a decision that I made on a whim when I was set a task at university by the painting tutor. And I like the painting tutor. It's the only one who was actually worth staying in university for, because every other tutor just wasn't good at teaching. They just didn't teach at all. The painting tutor actually made a bit of an effort. So when he set us this task of trying to find something different in an image that we'd already used, and I'd made an art film where I had a lot of stills from the US when my brother and I were over there. So I used one of the stills from the US as an image that I would repeat over and over again. Now it turns out this isn't something which I ended up making into a painting, because the tutor and I both discussed how the 1-point perspective was it was just a little bit too obvious and not quite as engaging as some more interesting images that I had that were a bit less cut and dry. This was a bit more of a, it's a perspective shot. It shows the scale of the city. It was nice, but it wasn't something which I really could dig my teeth into beyond this type of a study where I was using different materials or different media to explore how to express an image, which was fun. And it wasn't something which I do often, as I've just said earlier. So the first image was using black wing pencils, the second one using coloured pencils, and now this third one was using a fine liner. And the fine liner is the first, medium that I'm comfortable with, because I've used fine liners a lot, so I found it really quite easy to get the image started and to finish it to a certain degree, because I knew how far to go with the pen and what the pen could do. Whereas with coloured pencils, I've got very little experience, and with normal pencils, I don't really use them that often. And then using, these are oil pastels. I need to get another set because this is the only ones that I have, and this is an inherited set from someone who's passed down or passed over this set of oil pastels, and I've just used them because they are a material that I don't, or a media that I don't, have or use otherwise. So it's nice to have the difference. It's kind of like crayons, which aren't really nice as far as they feel sticky and a bit tacky and cheap, but I like the fact that they are so heavily, the pigment rich, and it's so oversaturated that it makes the image transform immediately. It's the most engaging image on the page. Whereas the most boring one is the one which I'm more comfortable with, which is the ink sketch. and not really boring, but it's just there's not much going on by way of really trying to expand the look of the image. Now again, with brush pens that I'm using here, these grayscale ones, I was really comfortable with them, and it's nice, it's clean, but it's not really doing anything exciting. It's just boxing off the area. Now I didn't capture the one which was next to the grayscale, which was the Conte crayons, and I do enjoy those. They're a little bit more dusty, and they're similar to soft pastels, but not quite as messy as soft pastels. And then I went back to my comfort zone, which is a brush pen. Now this is the Staedtler brush pen, so it's not really bristles, it's a flexible nib, but I really love this pen, and I thought it's going to make a different image than the rest of them, because it's going to be really a kind of binary decision of black or white, and potentially bits of hatching, but mainly just, you know, big bold decisions of some parts are black, some parts aren't black, and that will make the blocking of the image really bold and striking. And that's what I did for that side. So I really like using that pen, but it's not really challenging to me or to the audience. Now I did watercolor next to the brush pen, and then below that I did fountain pen. And I enjoy the watercolor because it's loose, and then the fountain pen I used loosely because I just thought it's a lovely way of trying to do the same image over again, but doing it as though it's almost handwriting as opposed to an illustration. So that's why I quite like the fountain pen on the bottom left. And then this last one is acrylic. But instead of using all of the colours, I decided to just go with the warm tones. There's touches here and there of the cooler tones, but not much. Most of it is the warmer tones in there, similar to the Conte crayons. And I think it's quite nice. It really, it becomes quite messy again, a bit more loose. And not that I like messy and loose, but that's sort of what I'm trying to break through when it comes to doing this image over and over and over again. And this is 10 times doing the same image, and that can be really beneficial sometimes if you're trying to find a new way of communicating something about that landscape. And that's what this page was really useful for, and why it was trying to set a tone for this sketchbook. Okay, that's the video done, and basically this is the page with them all on there. So we got to see a few more of the process videos, because initially I hadn't included the grayscale brush pens or the oil pastels, the acrylic paint. So I just thought it'd be nice to include those with the other thumbnails as well, just to make it a little bit more comprehensive. That's everything that I have. I'm pretty certain I didn't film anything else, and if I did, I won't do everything again. I'll just do the elements that I missed, but I'm 99% sure that that's everything that I've got from the processes of creating this thumbnail page. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like, comment down below if you've got anything that you'd like to add or request or anything like that. Subscribe to the channel if you can. It's really no hassle. I've subscribed to a few channels, and I was hesitant when I first joined YouTube. I didn't really want to subscribe to people, but as soon as you do, it's not like you get a ding on your phone all the time and it bothers you. It's not a big hassle for the subscriber, but it's a real big deal for the person who's trying to get subscriptions on their channel. So if you can, please consider subscribing to the channel. And if you do want to know when I upload things, ring the notification bell, because all that happens is at the bottom of your screen where it says subscriptions, you'll have like a little red dot. And if you press on that, it'll just show you a list of the videos from the people you've subscribed to who've uploaded. And I upload fairly frequently, but it won't be enough where it's like spam on your account. I'll try to upload videos that I want you to enjoy. Every art video that I do, I put together so that it's entertaining and a little bit informative, I hope at least. And then the podcast, which I'll be uploading. I upload every Monday, Wednesday and Friday, and I'll be uploading a podcast episode every Friday. And I'm going to be growing the channel a bit. I've had a few ideas about what to include, so look forward to that. If you can support, please do. And I'll see you in the next video.